most embarrassing moment? Why would you want to know that? Like, why would you do me like that? Like, I see you, some acknowledgement, yay, front desk person. I kid you not, I was at my lowest point. And can you please offer baking lessons? I'll think about it. I have been thinking about it, and so many people have been asking me to actually do baking lessons, but I think for me it's all about timing. I'm one person that does not like to dadazel. I don't like dadazelling because you end up doing things the wrong way or doing a shoddy job and really not giving people value out of the money that they have spent. So right now I don't know, maybe I'm getting closer and closer to actually offering baking lessons, but please do stay tuned on my channel. I will be doing a couple of recipes on my channel. I'm not sure if I'll be covering everything. I would like to, but I don't know if I'll be able to cover everything, including lifestyle, on my channel. But I will be doing some baked goodies, so please do make sure to stay tuned onto this channel. And but yeah, as soon as I start offering baking lessons, I will let you guys know on all my social media platforms and on this platform too. So got it noted. Baking in a full-time career. Well, I almost died trying to juggle the two, baking and a full-time career. Both things are so demanding. My business had gotten to a point where it was like, the needs were like up to here, and the work demands as well were like literally up to here. So I was literally drowning. I woke up in an ambulance one day. In fact, on 2 occasions, I collapsed at work. I was so stressed out. My work demands were like so much, and my business was demanding so much at that time, and I was doing everything alone. I was so stressed out, and I think I collapsed on 2 occasions. So yeah, I almost died trying to juggle the two. I thought I was gonna handle, but I think everything started getting so overwhelming. As a business grows, the client base grows, the needs for the business grow, and the things that you need to buy and invest in grow. So like everything else just gets magnified. So I thought I was going to be able to handle it, but I clearly was not. So I ended up resigning from my 8 to 5 job, and now I am doing business full-time. But I think we can chat about that on another episode. But yeah, so now I'm full-time in business. Oh yes, there's another question. What would you say has made your business a success over the years? It's God. Like literally, it can only be God, because I went into an industry that was already congested, but He gave me the strength and the creativity to actually differentiate myself and make a name for myself that is respected for so many different reasons, in that industry. But also it's the dedication and the effort that I put into my business. Like, I eat, sleep, dream my business on a daily. I'm always thinking about how best to improve it, what things to add and what to remove, just to make it work. And I think it's basically maintaining a good relationship as well with your clients. I have a lot of loyal clients that are always like returning customers, and opening your ears and your eyes and less of your mouth really in business also just takes you far. There's a lot of things and comments that people will pass. Some are good, some are bad, some are constructive, and so you need to listen a lot and sift everything and just try to pick the good stuff that is going to actually help you, not necessarily only compliments, but bad things that people actually say but are able to steer you into the right direction. So for me, it has been that dedication and investment really. There's a lot of money that you spend trying to improve your business and trying to get equipment that will set you apart and, you know, make you your better version of yourself. And a lot of marketing. I have spent a lot of time in marketing and trying to really get my brand out there. And oh yeah, a special shout out to 32 Acres, a special shout out to Njabulo. You guys, you have done so much for me to actually get my brand where it is, with them graphics and, you know, the logo creation and stuff. So thank you so much for that. Not a question, but I just love you, MrsM. Thank you so much. I love you too, and I appreciate the love. This one, in love with your hairstyle choices, nothing to ask. Love face. Thank you so much. Thank you. Actually, in my next life, after being a photographer, I think I'm going to be a stylist. Like, I'm so in love with fashion, and I'm so in love with clothes, hair, and everything. In fact, growing up, I actually thought I was going to be a hairstylist. At some point I thought I was going to be a lawyer, and yeah, look at where life put me. Not a question, sending lots of love. I've subscribed and will be watching your content. Thank you so much. What's the funniest experience you've had in business or personal life in recent memory? Well, in business, I normally find, okay, wait, yeah, this is it. So, recently, or in recent times, I received a call from another baker who is local, who is actually asking me stuff like, where do I buy my jars? Where do I buy my wooden sticks for cakesicles and stuff like that? And okay, you know, I normally find this very funny, for so many reasons, because so many people ask these things as if, you know, asking for a friend or just asking JJ, you know, just and I kind of think it's funny because, like, shortly after that, you see the person actually doing the exact thing that they were asking about, and then that's when you just see, oh, okay, I was just fishing for information so that I can do the same thing. So yeah, that is funny and awkward at the same time. Everything is funny with me. Like, I find a reason to laugh at anything, like even if it's a movie or what. And okay, the recent thing that I was laughing at, I was actually watching a series, my favorite series, The Office. Watch it and you'll know what I'm talking about. Is what has been your lowest point in business and how did you bounce back from it? Okay, I think the lowest point for me was the first time I went to the Bushfire Festival as a trader, and I made a huge loss the very first time that I was there. And I was working. I worked from dusk till dawn together with my A team, which is my family. We worked literally, and we also had a week. I had a week to prepare for the Bushfire Festival just before that weekend. So it was labor from that week, and then the weekend where we were working like serious, like 24 hours. The preparation, the buying of the stocking of the things, the actual working, and the standing and serving your festival goers at the festival. It was such a trying time. I was so tired and so exhausted. In fact, all of us were. And the biggest blow on top of all of those things was making a huge loss. I kid you not, I was at my lowest point. And mind you, on that Monday after the Bushfire Festival, I had to go back to work. Was it Monday or Tuesday? I think somewhere there. I had to go back to work and I could not focus on anything. And actually, my boss sent me back home because, like, she could see that I was not doing well. But yeah, that was really my lowest of points. Because, you know, you feel like, okay, it means you're not good enough. It means your product is not good enough. So, or I don't know, you know, but it just messes you up on so many levels. But the following years after that, we actually were sold out, you know, before the festival ended. And I think for us, that was a learning curve And that experience, I guess we needed to be at our lowest point for us to really bounce back. So, okay, and another one was when actually a cake collapsed when my client was outside, but we'll talk about that on another day. I actually think we should do a business episode where I'll really tackle these questions like more in detail, because I feel like I'm just touching the highlights here and there. So let me know if you want me to do an episode on just focusing on business and tips and personal experiences that I could share with you guys. That probably would be helpful. I feel like if I do a business episode, I just want to give it to you guys like as it is, like call a spade, and not try to make things all rosy, but I will be giving like practical and tangible examples of things that probably are going to be helpful to you guys. And I'm also still on a learning process, really, because it's not like I'm a business guru. So maybe there are things that you are going to learn from me, because I'm still, a budding business person. So maybe there's a lot in common that we can have. So just let me know in the comment section, or you can drop me a message on my social media pages if you want me to do a business-centered episode. Your thoughts on marry young and build versus build then settle down later. This is always an interesting question, and some of my friends have asked me this before, and just other people that I've come across with from seminars and stuff like that. And I always don't have the right answer, almost always, because in these love matters, you guys, there's no recipe, there's no winning recipe that one can give you, that what, if you do this, if you follow ABC, you're definitely guaranteed that you'll have a successful relationship, or it's best to build first, get your car, get this, get that. I know people who have done it, bought cars, built houses and stuff, was so successful, and then they found love and it worked. It was like happily ever after. I also know people like myself who marry young, with nothing really in their name, and build something with their partner. I feel like me and my husband, we got married, I think, babe, how old were we when we got married? 23, 24? Babe?
I have no idea.
Okay, but I think it was around 23, 24. But anyways, we were just two nobodies who came together with almost nothing really, but we are on a constant journey of building something, and we have some things that we have achieved together, and we are still in that journey of growing together and building an empire together. Who have bought cars, were successful already with high paying jobs, businesses and stuff like that, and it all came crashing down, when they came together. So that is why I'm saying there is no recipe for success when it comes to these things. So I never know how to advise someone with this. I always say, just go with your gut feeling, follow your heart, and I feel like the Holy Spirit almost always speaks to you about a person. And I feel like us as women, we ignore so many of those signs, and we go for our Mr. Right, and our tall, dark, and handsome guy. That's the guy I want to marry. I want to marry a guy with a car and stuff like that. When I got married, I had no car, he had no car. In fact, I was not working when I got married, but maybe we'll talk about that on another episode. Want to set up a successful enterprise. So this was me just a couple of months ago, because I think I resigned. Oh, I almost just said retired. But anyways, I resigned from my day job. When is it? Between July and August. And then to focus on business full time. And this was like 3 years later, from setting up my business. So, from starting my business. And I would really say, go for it. The right time to start, I always say, is now, with whatever you have. And the good thing about starting a business when you're still a professional is that you have the leverage of your monthly salary. You always have something to bounce back on. So that cushion really matters. See how it goes. I feel like when you do it when you're still working, it is actually great, because you're able to play the odds, if I can put it that way. It's like you're experimenting with something. If it doesn't work, like you're still focused on your job, you know, and then you can try something else. So I think you have good ground to actually explore, experiment, and do all of those things. But if you still want to go for it full time, I would say go for it, but do a feasibility study for the kind of business that you want to do. Like do a proper research team. La langena khona, and this space that I'm entering into, what's going on, what are the do's, what are the don'ts, what capital will I need, blah blah blah. Because capital is one issue that almost all business people have in the beginning, and there's always the challenge of having people to invest in just an idea. It's always tricky for people to actually just invest in a good idea that you might have, you know. So people want to put their money where they know that it's already going to make money for them. Here it is. What's the most embarrassing moment you've ever, can you describe like your most embarrassing moment? Why would you want to know that? Like why would you do me like that? But I think one memory I have of an embarrassing moment, it's not a specific memory, but you know, I always remember how all of us basically get treated when we get to the home affairs offices. You guys, come on, or any government office, like I've been made to feel like a nothing, and you know, like embarrassed to the core, where they just, you know, and also front desk personnel in the corporate space. Come on guys, like I've experienced the most rude of front desk personnel, apart from government offices. Like, I mean, the level of rudeness, the level of, you know, like, what are you doing here? Like, I know that if you're at front desk, when somebody walks in and walks towards you, you have to make eye contact. Like, I see you, some acknowledgement. Yay, front desk personnel, we see you. Yeah, I'm okay. Okay. I'm gonna move to the next question over here. It says, way to go, Mrs. M. You created a beautiful brand and still kept it perfect while you were working. How did you manage to do that? And go away, now you still look as angelic as ever. You guys, always take care of yourself. Like, no matter how busy you are in business, always take care of yourself. One thing I actually told myself when I started doing like business, like on a more, you know, full-time-ish basis, I actually told myself I don't want to be the lady with my cake or the lady lo bagago. Do you understand what I'm saying? Of people who bake. So I never wanted to be part of a type. So always take care of yourself, even if you do the dirtiest of jobs. Definitely do an episode on business, so maybe I can take you guys through the whole process of how it started, how it's going, where it's going, and you know, all of those things and the challenges that I've been facing in this, you know, in this business world. And yeah, I'd really love to share some experiences that I've had, some very, very good experiences and some terrible experiences, but that should not scare you like into starting something. I always encourage women to start business and get right into it. But anyways, you guys, I'm so sorry if I was not able to get to your question, but I will try by all means to actually answer those questions in my next videos. Thank you guys for tuning in to another banger of an episode. Please do give it a thumbs up if you like this content, and please do press the subscribe button and let me know in the comment section of what you think. And if you have more questions that maybe you'd like to ask, I will try to answer as much as I can down in the comments section. Thank you so much, and I think I am done here.